Today on Hidden Secrets, revealed live. Powell makes his FOMC announcement. Fed lowers interest rates by 25 basis points. The Federal Reserve today lowered its key interest rate to a range of 3.75% to 4%. Some reports cite this range at 3.9%. FOMC voted 10 to 2 to reduce the federal funds rate target. Okay, the target range they reduced by 25 basis points. They decided to lower the target range for the federal funds rate by a quarter percentage point to 3.25% to 4%. This marks the second rate cut in 2025. It's aimed at stimulating economic growth and supporting the labor market. They're concerned about slowing hiring, not to mention the ongoing government shutdown, which has limited the availability of official economic data. So, what are they doing? Let me reveal this hidden secret to you live right now. HSRL is a production of Safe New Media. Before you keep watching, let me tell you who this is not for. This show is not for you if you take yourself too seriously. If you are a seeker, let me be your guide. To discover accurate truth for yourself, let me help you increase the quality and effectiveness of your life by revealing to you the hidden secrets of the universe. It's the only podcast of its kind right now on this subject, going live on X. Therefore, the most popular live stream podcast live right now on this subject, going live on X. This show is specifically for those who are seeking new perspectives, fresh ideas, and a willingness to explore new possibilities. My intention is to help investors like you stay ahead of the curve and make the most out of emerging opportunities. Today on HSRL. All right. So the Federal Reserve cut rates again down to, what is it, 3.75% to 4%. You got to love that range. Somewhere between 3.75 and 4. Like they're guessing the price of a used Honda Civic. Yeah, somewhere in there will stimulate something. So it's down to that magical range of 3.75% to 4%, or 3.9%, depending on which CNBC intern you ask. You know what kills me about this Fed announcement? Jerome Powell comes out and says, we're lowering rates by 25 basis points. What does that even mean? We don't know. Some reports say that makes the range 3.9%. 3.9%. That's not monetary policy. That's a Yelp review. The economy, 3.9 stars. Food was good, but the service was slow, and there's a government shutdown, so we couldn't see the menu. Because nothing screams precision engineering like economists splitting hairs over 0.1%, like it's the last slice of pizza at a vegan potluck. And the FOMC, 10 to 2 vote. 10 yays, 2 nays. That's like your family deciding on dinner. Majority rules. But Uncle Larry and Aunt Karen are still pissed about the quinoa. So they voted 10 to 2 to cut rates, which means 2 people at the Fed said no. 2 guys. Imagine being those 2 economists walking out of that meeting. Sorry, Jerome. I read the data differently. What data? The government shut down. You're making decisions based on vibes at this point. It's like trying to parallel park with your eyes closed because someone put duct tape over your rearview camera and your mirror is like your data, fragmented. What's this fragmented data? You mean the government's shut down, so you're flying blind? So the Fed's playing a game of guess that economy. It's like watching a pilot say, we've lost all our instruments, so we're going to lower the altitude and hope for growth. Yeah, the shutdown's limiting official data. So they're winging it on conflicting signals. Conflicting signals. Inflation's up, growth's down. GDP's doing the cha cha. Analysts are all, ooh, reduced government spending could have lasting repercussions. Lasting repercussions. Buddy, the government's been spending like a drunk uncle at a strip club since 2020. Now they're cutting back, and suddenly it's the apocalypse. No, the real apocalypse is when borrowing gets cheaper for consumers and businesses. Mortgages, personal loans. Hell, now you can refinance your soul at 3.9%. They're lowering rates to stimulate growth because hiring is slowing down. So the plan is to make money cheaper. So companies will hire more people, even though we can't actually see if hiring is slowing down. Because the government shutdown means we don't have the jobs data. That's incredible. It's like a doctor saying, I can't see the x ray, the machine's broken, but I'm pretty sure you need surgery. Let's cut you open and see what happens. The Fed's logic is amazing. Hey, the economy's slowing down. Let's make it easier to borrow money. Yeah, because what fixes a hangover better than more alcohol? Look, they're doing this to stimulate economic growth and support the labor market. Slowing hiring. Yeah, because nothing boosts job creation like making it cheaper to borrow money for the banks who lend it to you at rates that make you feel like you're financing a yacht with a credit card. And of course, they're trying to stimulate economic growth. You know who loves that phrase? People who don't have to explain it. Because what it means is we're hoping you idiots go buy a boat so you a boat you can't afford so Apple stock goes up. Jerome Powell up there looking all cautious in his presser, like a dad who's about to hand you the car keys but first lectures you on the dangers of parallel parking in a hurricane. We're vigilant amid fragmented data, he says. Fragmented data because of the government shutdown, right? We're being vigilant. Vigilant. You guys control money. You're not Batman. You only sit there adjusting the price of regret by a quarter point every few months. We remain vigilant amid a fragmented landscape, a fragmented data landscape. That's what Powell said. Fragmented data landscape. Brother, you have no data landscape. You're flying a 747 through a thunderstorm with a broken instrument panel. And when someone asks if we're going to make it, you go, well, the vibes feel like 3.9% concerning. Meanwhile, you have analysts out here worried about future cuts. Yeah, because the Fed has become that friend who keeps saying, just one more drink. And you're like, dude, you said that 3 recessions ago. But wait, markets are reacting. Stocks are up. Bonds are confused. And everyone's eyeing December for the next cut because why stop at 2 panic buttons when you can hit a third? Markets are now worried about December. December. It's October. We're pre worrying about things that haven't even had a chance to go wrong yet. That's the most American thing I've ever heard. In conclusion, the Fed lowered rates to boost confidence, which is exactly what you do when you have none. It's like the economy's going to see my therapist. You know my therapist, Dr. Vinny Boombots. He tells me, so we lowered your anxiety by 25 basis points. Yeah, doc, but I still can't afford a house. That's my time. I got to get back to work. Share this, retweet on X, subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube or Spotify. You're allowed to make fun of me, only if your jokes are funny and you get my name right. Any insults must be contained to Spotify, okay? That means you must be following HSRL on Spotify. Make sure you follow before sending any insults. You don't have to do this, but if you want to, you can go ahead and follow me on X. Visit my X profile to learn more. It's not necessary to follow me on X, but now you can follow at Safe New Media. Whatever you decide, team up with me to bring about a serious advancement for each other. The plan is for our community to share with each other the systems, the processes, and workflows that we are successfully using in order to help each other grow. That's why I invite you to belong higher. Did you know there's a inner circle on Telegram? You can get into it free. There's a link to it at the top of the Safe New Media X profile. The official source for this show is safenewmedia.com/HSRL. I want to give loyal listeners of this podcast something. Free gift for you if you want to start a podcast, but feel imposter syndrome. You can get your copy of the Anti-Imposter Podcast Starter Kit now at safenew.media. Once again, that URL is safenew.media. What I'm about to tell you next will shock you.
This is not an offer, solicitation of an offer to buy or sell securities. Past performance is not an indication of future results. Investing involves risk and may result in partial or total loss. Prospective investors should carefully consider investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses, and should consult with a tax or legal advisor before making any investment decision.
Today, owning a home now costs $52,000 more per year than renting. Families are stuck as forever renters. We're seizing this shift, buying 100 plus unit assets in growth markets. Few get in. Why? We don't need more money. We're looking for investors aligned with our values. Someone asked me what I mean when I say that. There's no shortage of money. It's everywhere. There are trillions of dollars in circulation. Money is the biggest commodity there is. But you know what's scarce? People you can trust. We're improving quality of life at scale for hardworking families. Secure your place on our wait list. Go to Inveresta.com. You can now subscribe to our newsletter. That secures your place. Discover which locations qualify. You'll receive our investment strategy criteria. It's the criteria we use to avoid investing in the wrong location. Why is that important to limited partners? Because the easiest way to lose your money is to buy real estate in the wrong location. Can you say negative cash flow? What are the three most important things in real estate? Ask any real estate person, they'll tell you location, location, location. So why do people invest in their backyards if their backyard is a terrible location? I don't get it. When you subscribe, you secure your place on our wait list for the next opportunity. Avoid losing money in a bad location. Hit me up on our X profile at Inveresta. Retail investors can send me a DM there to let me know what kind of investment opportunities you are looking for. Accredited investors can get in touch with me today. Call my office. Go to Inveresta.com. Accredited investors only. This is not an offer or solicitation to the general public. Last thing before I let you go, Methods of Prosperity newsletter. It's the newsletter that I write every week. This is for anyone who agrees that success leaves clues. We've gone into depth on billionaires, including all the greatest hits like Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Warren Buffett. I believe that understanding what makes them tick grants us insight into our own journey. Go to safenewmedia.com/newsletter. Methods of Prosperity newsletter is intended to share ideas and build relationships. To become a billionaire, one must first be conditioned to think like a billionaire. You can now subscribe for free at safenewmedia.com/newsletter. Thanks for making this the most popular live stream at this hour on the subject, broadcasting on X, formerly known as Twitter. Hidden Secrets Revealed Live is a production of Safe New Media, unconventional, diversified global digital media company devoted to the practice, administration, and dissemination of the ideologies of its founder, moi, yours truly. I like you, but don't take my word for it. Decide for yourself.